What's up, this is Chris from ElectroFame. So today's review is about the Smartwatch ZGPAX S6. So for the people who already know the IKwear IK8, this is a similar smartwatch with pretty similar specifications. So just to make a quick summary about it, so we still have 1.54 inches screen. We have like the dual core processor, MediaTek 6577 clock at the 1 GHz, 512 megabytes of RAM and 4 gigabytes of ROM. You can put a SD card inside and a SIM card. You have a full Android version, so 4.0 on it, and a battery of 700 mAh. On top of it, you have also a camera on it, so we can just check it out and see what's going on. So this is the smartwatch itself, so we'll get back to it very soon. So inside the box we have also the battery here, so which is possible to buy few of the batteries on our website, no problem. So this is a 700 mAh battery. Also we have so the USB charger. So this is a US plug, but we also have a UK and EU plug on our website. So you just have to choose the right one when you check out. Also, two other items inside. So we have the USB cable, so USB, micro USB, and a pair of earphones with control torque. So the earphones are actually a USB, so micro USB, so it's not like a 3.5mm jack, so please bear that in mind. And last but not least, just we have two booklets inside. So the user manual, one in Chinese and one in English, which will help you to understand how to use your smartwatch and to make it fully functional, basically. So that's it for the box inside, so we can have a look at the smartwatch now. So that's it. So this is the ZGPAX S6. So we have here the camera of 2 megapixels, which looks a bit like the Star E2602 or the Samsung Galaxy Gear, the way it is inside. The speaker is here, and here we have the microphone. So here on the side we have the power button and the function button, and we have the touch button in here like an Android smartphone, and the USB is here. Otherwise inside we also have the SIM card and the TF card up to 32 gigabytes. So basically this is it for the design of the watch. So as you see, it's the same like a normal watch, to put it with a buckle, no problem at all. So this is it. So we have two versions available. So this is a silver one. We also have the black version. Otherwise, sorry, I said this was the function button. Actually, this is the return exit button. So when you want to go back in the previous menu where you were before, and if you press longer on it, if you stay on it, when you're having a call or when you're playing the radio or some music, basically you will have like a volume adjustment notification on the screen, and then you can adjust the volume as you want. So also we can see that here on the side we have like a normal watch to check the time. So we will see why, actually, because the screensaver is actually an analog watch, so it's pretty cool actually. You will see that in a very short time. So now let's put the battery on and let's get started then. Starting on. So here we go. This is the home screen. So basically you have the clock here, and then you have the camera, the dialer, and the messages and your contacts. So otherwise, if you turn it off and just want to come back, so here, that's what I was talking about before with all the little incrustation here. So basically you have the analog clock, so you can, like, it's a bit fancy so you can see it. So if you just want to come back, you can just like sweep your finger on it, no problem. So otherwise, to have access to the menu, you do the same, and here this is what you get. So you have the browser, calculator, calendar, the camera. We also have, so the dialer, as I told you, the people, clock, emails, the gallery, Gmail, so you have the Play Store, so you can download all your favorite applications, no problem at all, the Google settings, messaging, music, mobile QQ if you already use, but it's mostly in China, the settings, the Wi-Fi, sound recorder, video player, iFly Tech input, which helps you to actually type a bit better on your keyboard, so it's a special app. Then you have the downloads, file manager, FM radio, search, using toolkit, and WhatsApp. All the other apps, you know, we have been installing them just for this review. So basically this is all what you get with this smartwatch. So let's have a look right away on the settings actually. And oh, I forgot here. So if you just from the top here, sorry. So you have the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS on it, data connection. So actually this is a 3G smartwatch. So maybe we can see if we make a little zoom on it. So here we see we have the H+. So I put a SIM card inside and a WCDMA SIM card, and so I have access to 3G. Okay. So otherwise the airplane modes. And you also have the different modes for the sound. So we can go right away into the settings. So as I say, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage, more. So in more, you can set up the different settings. Okay. So then go back. Audio profiles, display, storage. So I said before that was 4 gigabytes. So we have here like 1.86 available, and maybe like without any app on it, like pure from factory, you should have like 2 gigabytes, maybe a bit more available on it. I put a 32 gigabytes as SD card inside, and we see we have like 30 gigabytes available, so it's working. Then the battery, I told you before, this is a 700 mAh battery, so you can use it depending on your usage, of course, you know, it's all related to that, but I would say like maybe 60 hours, you know, in standby, and probably like between 5 and 8 hours, you know, for a full usage, you know, so you can still use it like for a full day probably, you know, except, you know, if you use it like all day long like a smartphone. So accounts and sync, you know, of course, because you have your Google account on it, the location services, because you have the GPS, security, language, and input. So what do we have? So feel free to check yours. So this is all the languages proposed by the smartwatch. Backup and reset, date time, schedule power on off, accessibility, developer options. So we have like USB debugging and a lot of different options for the people who feel a bit more comfortable by using Android. And about the phone, so system update, status, the S6 model 4.0.4 for the Android version. So basically that's it for the settings. So otherwise, what I want to show you is maybe the keyboards. So if we create a new message, so we see that actually we have the Android keyboard by default here. But otherwise, you know, if we go into the settings and we go back to actually language and inputs, So we can see the keyboards here. So we can select iFly Tech. So it's already enabled, and so that's it. So then we just go back to messages, and here you see this is a different keyboard with iFly Tech, which is a bit better. So you can have you can customize, of course, everything, and you have different quick access on it. So we'll see. I mean, this is Chinese, but it doesn't matter. You can set it up in English, no problem. So just to show you that it's not that hard actually to type a message on this smartwatch. You just have to be a bit careful at the beginning, and then it will be no trouble at all. So otherwise, what is good to see is actually the Antutu Benchmark. So here we already did for you. So we have a score of 6,726. So we can have a look actually at the specifications. So we have Android 4.0.4, the MTK 6577, which is clocked at 1 GHz. So for the GPU, we have the PowerVR SGX 531. So the resolution of the screen is 240 by 240. We have here to say 5 megapixels. Actually, it's a 2 megapixels camera interpolated at 5 megapixels, which still allows you to actually take videos. I mean, a video resolution of 1280 by 720, which is not too bad. Otherwise, the RAM is like, you see here, this is like 500 megabytes of RAM. We have 4 gigabytes of RAM, so 1 gigahertz for the processor, and 120 dpi for the density. And at the end, so no NFC on it, of course, no. And then for the support of the sensors, we have actually a lot of different sensors, except maybe the G sensor and the last ones. Okay, so basically this is it for the specifications of this smartwatch. So otherwise, what we can try is actually the root checker. So is this smartwatch rooted? So here they say your device doesn't have root, so this smartwatch is not rooted when it will be shipped to you, so please bear that in mind. So now we can actually try the GPS test. So we see that right away we have 10 satellites in view. However, we have to bear in mind that here we are inside of the house, so it's a bit hard to get a signal. But however, I tried outside this morning, and basically I was getting 87 meters accuracy in round about 30 seconds, so which is pretty good actually. So here it wouldn't like to show up, but anyway, I tried it, this morning, outside, just in a open area, and no problem, was getting very fast, and only with 3G, so no Wi-Fi. And here the same, we have no Wi-Fi at all. So basically, it's not too bad just for a 3G smartwatch, So otherwise, for the camera itself. So basically we can check the gallery here. So this is the 3 pictures I just took with the camera. So we can check So we can actually zoom on it. So we have a 2-touch capacitive screen. Sorry. And we can see that actually the details are pretty good for such a little camera. So it's not too bad at all. So otherwise, now what we can have a look actually is the sound and a video, however, and there's just on it if you want maybe to watch some movies. So for that, we can just go into the file manager, and we have here, for example. So, as I told you before, this button here, which is like the return button, can be used for the volume. So if we press on it, you see, here you can set up the volume to the maximum, decrease or not. So, as we see, we can watch movies on it. Even if it's not the best screen ever, but remind you that this is a 1.54 inches. So it's still pretty cool to be able to watch some videos on the go. Regarding the sound, you can see that this is correct. So this gives you an idea about when you call some people, you will perfectly hear them without any trouble at all. And if not, you can still plug actually the micro USB and use the headphones. So that's it basically. So I won't show any games in this review because I don't think this is really necessary to show how to play a game on a 1.54 inches screen, but it's still possible because you have access actually to the Google Play Store, so you can do whatever you want. You can download all applications without any problem at all. So basically this is it for the ZGPAX S6. So full Android 4.0 smartwatch. Just last note, which is actually this smartwatch is 67 grams, so this is very, very light, and you can see that on your wrist this doesn't look so big actually. That's alright. So the dimensions, actually this is like 46 millimeters by 44 millimeters by, so as I told you, the thickness is only 19 millimeters, so 1.9 centimeters, so that's alright. So it's available in silver in here, and we also have the black version available. So just to make a quick summary, so we have battery inside of 700 mAh battery, we have the Wi-Fi, GPS and Bluetooth, 12 megabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of RAM, up to 32 gigabytes for the SD card, 2 megapixels interpolated to 5 megapixels, and as you could see, you know, it takes quite a bunch of good pictures with that, and you can also take videos. A resolution of 1280 by 720. You can watch videos also. This is a dual core processor of 1 GHz, the MT6577, and everything on the screen of 1.54 inches, as you see, and with a screen saver, which is actually an analog clock. So this is what you get with the ZGPAX S6. So it's available on our website at www.electrofame.com. So if you have any question, just feel free to leave a comment below this video and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And otherwise, until then, I hope you enjoy it, and see you later for the next one then. Bye bye!